Hello, we the people. So I'm here, and I know it's a Saturday. I'm sorry. I had the sniffles yesterday, which was my day, Friday, and I really didn't want to be up with you guys, having to constantly blow my nose and sneeze and get a tissue, so runny noses, coughing. So I decided to postpone it till today, and I'm really sorry. But I have two interesting topics, and one of them is, can dogs fight in wars? And the other one is something that my uncle, Tio Pepe, brought up. Actually, he texted me and he says, Victoria, you have to do this. And I go, okay. And so this one is for you, Tio Pepe. It's about misled voters. And it kind of goes along with what Kobe said about negative campaigns, but it's more about candidates lying about what they say in their campaigns. So, yeah. So the first one is about if dogs can fight out in wars, and that was brought up by Jacob. And Jacob was talking about how can there was this partner, there were like these partners. There was Theo, and then there was his dog. I don't know the name of the dog, but the dog, and they were for the British Army, and they were searching for roadside bombs. And so the problem, well, not the problem, well, I guess it is a problem, but they were searching for roadside bombs and they didn't make it because they were killed in the process. Because it is a dangerous, being in the army is dangerous. Of course you're going to be risky and everything. But we're talking about the rights of the dogs. So there's two sides of this, like always. One side is that the dogs are very helpful to the army, that they can act as scouts, sentries, trackers. They can help the wounded. They can deliver medicine. And they're also very intimidating. Like, I have a dog myself that her name is Mel, and she's a Mastiff. And she was trained by the police to defend us. So if I tell her that if somebody comes in that we don't know, and I'd say, Mel, attack, then she'll attack and she'll defend us. Same thing for army dogs. They're trained to defend their partners. Dog is a man's best friend. So that's not what they're here for, but that is one of the things that they do very well. And so scouts, as in like they look for any trouble, sentries, they can alert the army about any potential trouble, and then they can be prepared. Trackers look for the troops, help the wounded. They can detect anybody who's hurt, and then alert somebody so that they can get the proper medical help. And then medicine, transport medicine. Like in the back then, they would use Saint Bernards to bring medicine to those who need it. And these dogs have been being used for a very long time. So one of the examples they've been used is in World War I. Then also, like in modern day ones in like Iraq and Afghanistan, where you see a lot of German Shepherds going out there and helping with their partners, going out in the jeeps. So, of course, sure, why not, right? They're very big help. But also there's a part where this is unfair to the dog. The dog has, like every single day we fight for the rights of dogs. Well, not us, actually, but a lot of people fight for the rights of dogs. Like the ASPCA, they will fight for dogs to be treated right, so not to be abused by their owners, and they will fight for their justice. But this is kind of going against what they're doing, because we're taking the dogs out into these dangerous areas and we're having them fight for us, or will fight among us. And I don't really think that's fair, because this is really dangerous, bringing a dog into a war. I mean, of course, there's a lot of benefits, but there's also things like mine dogs. Mine dogs are used to scout out any mines, and if they find a mine, let's say they find a mine, and then it's too late, and then they get blown up, or they get hurt, injured, or killed. So what are you gonna do? You don't wish, it's like a person. You don't wish them, I would hope you wouldn't wish them to go, hey, I hope you go to war so you can get blown up. You don't wish that. It's the same thing as a dog, right? Like I said, we fight for their rights, and that they should have the right not to be sent off to war. because I think it's very cruel. It's a cruel and unusual punishment, kind of. You know, they didn't get asked to do that. I mean, I know they're trained, but they didn't ask to be sent out to war to fight because they don't have a voice. They can't communicate with us. So how do we know that they want to go? Because with people, they can tell you that yes, I want to go to war or I don't want to go to war. It's different with drafting, but they volunteer to go to war. So that's one thing. And then also is the one that my uncle brought up was about can presidents about misled voters, which is about like can presidents lie during their debates or their campaigns. And the problem is that like I've been seeing this a lot, and especially recently. So a president will have their speech, and it'll be all glory and everything. Everybody's gonna be like, wow, oh my gosh, you just got elected president. Of course you're gonna get those people who are like, yay, and then all those people like, oh gosh, I hate this person. But so everybody's all excited, and then the president gives a speech, and he says, I promise to yada 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 yada. So let's say I promise to decrease the number of taxes or whatever you want to say. Or I promise to increase the employment rate by 20%, you know. And so you wait for this guy to do it. You wait for this guy to do it. You keep your optimism. You're like, oh yeah, you know, don't worry. He's going to get to it. He's really busy. He's the president of the United States. And give me a second. Give me 1 second. Wait! Sorry. I'm sorry. But then they don't do their thing. What? What happened there? Did I miss something? Okay. Didn't you just promise me to do something that you were supposed to do? It's kind of like, it's like somebody says to you, I promise, of course this is less important, I promise to take out the trash. And then they don't do it. It's like, you promised me to do it. Like, I understand people mess up, but this kind of thing, they should keep their promises. So, should they be able to make promises that they can't keep? Because then they're keeping the voters waiting. And it's kind of like they're saying the people are voting for something that's not going to happen. I don't know if that makes sense. If people are voting for something that won't happen, instead of voting for the person itself, like what their skills and everything. So what I'm saying is instead of making promises, they should, because I know this is a big part of the campaign, like I promise to decrease the employment rate. I think instead it should be about, you know, the person itself, about their skills, their individual qualities, how they are, what they believe in. Not like I promise that I'll give you an ice cream on Saturday, kind of like that. Of course, it's going to be more financial and educational and all that kind of stuff, because an ice cream's not really educational. But then there are other people who are saying that, like I said, this is very beneficial. It gives the voters a chance to see a glimpse, like a preview of what is going to happen. But a preview of what's going to happen, and it kind of gives the voters a way to say, well, I don't want this guy to increase the employment rate, so I'm not going to vote for him. Kind of like that. But I mostly think it misleads people. So those are my topics for today. And go to the discussion board, talk about them. I didn't really I think you could I probably will start a new topic on about the misled voters if you guys want to start one yourselves, but you guys are more than welcome to do that. And comment also on can dogs fight in wars? And I'm really sorry that I posted on Saturday. I'm really, really sorry. I didn't mean to, but I had the sniffles. Sorry. Thank you. Bye.